Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, we will dive deep into the Windows Admin Center, which is a unified management tool from Microsoft to manage your on-premises or cloud infrastructure. My name is Navneet Kumar and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. In case you are new to the channel, please subscribe it for future updates. Well, the first thing first, what is Windows Admin Center? The Windows Admin Center is a web-based management tool which allows you to manage your servers through a browser, which means there is no dependency on the platforms, be it Windows, Android, iOS, or Linux or Mac you use. You can just use a browser to manage your servers either from your corporate network or even from outside your corporate network boundary as well. Well, if we talk about some of the benefits or features of the Windows Admin Center, it's browser based. There is no dependency on the system center. It's free and lightweight tool. It manages the Windows servers. You can use it for Azure Stack HCI, or today known as Azure Local, and the Windows clients. Talking about the key features of the Windows Admin Center, it offers a rich set of tools like performance monitoring, updates, PowerShell access, event logs, firewall settings, and many more things you can do with the help of extensions added to it. It integrates with the Azure services as well, which allows you to do the backup of virtual machines, enabling the monitoring, or using the Azure Arc to onboard your on-premises infrastructure to the cloud. Talking about the deployment options for the Windows Admin Center, you can install it in different modes, be it the local machine mode that you install it on your desktop machines, be it Windows 10 or 11 machine. You can install it in a gateway server mode where you can use it to access your environment outside your corporate firewall, which means over the internet you can publish and access your infrastructure with the help of this web-based solution. It works with the Active Directory and it offers the role-based access control to delegate the required permissions to your teams. You can access this using any modern browser, be it Microsoft's Edge, Chrome, or any other browser you use. So that's what I said earlier, that it is platform independent because it's web based, so you can use any of the platform. All you need is just a browser and your credentials to access. Whether you are managing a small branch office or a hybrid cloud environment, the Windows Admin Center is versatile. It offers you various use cases that you can use it for day-to-day server admin tasks, for Hyper-V or cluster management, for Azure integration in terms of monitoring or backup. You can use it. You can do the role-based access control for your IT teams. You can use it for troubleshooting and diagnosing the resources as well. Well, without any further ado, let's look into the installation and configuration of this unified management tool, and I make you familiar with the interface of this Windows Admin Center. To install the Windows Admin Center, you can decide between the GUI or the command line mode. I will be doing the deployment through command line, so I will open the PowerShell and run it as administrator. Let me pin it to the taskbar for future use and increase the font size a little bit. Properties, font, and I increase the font for this. I will run the command to download the Windows Admin Center first of all. For that, the PowerShell command I will use is start bits transfer and the source URL where from I want to download it, and the destination is my user profile where downloads folder will have this Microsoft installer package. Well, I will execute this command. For your reference, I will put the commands in the description of this video. You can take them from there and run them on your machines to install it. Now that you see that under the downloads, I have got this Microsoft installer. To execute this, either I can run it graphically or I can use the MSI exec. the MSI exec is the command line tool, you know. So I will be starting the process for MSI exec, and we'll run it with some of the arguments. One of the parameter I have defined is /i for the installation of the package, and then I have some of the parameters like qn for silent deployment. I do not want to run it interactively, or I do not want any pop-up coming up, and then the log level which has been specified. So this will be log.txt. It takes a while to install the Windows Admin Center. I paused the video and resumed it, so it takes 2 to 3 minutes. You can wait for some time, and then you can launch it from this local machine. While I'm accessing it, so I'm getting this issue with the certificate because I've not done the SSL binding. So I can do that, but for the testing purpose or for this demonstration purpose, I'll go without the SSL. So I trust this website. I continue without the certificate, and then I provide the credentials to log in. These are my domain admin credentials. Once I manage to log into this, so I can see in the server manager or in this Windows Admin Center, one of the server is there, which is Seattle ADM1 that I'm connected to. I have the option to add more servers, so I can not only add the servers but Windows PCs or the server clusters or the Azure virtual machines. We also have several extensions that we can install from this gear icon on the right top you see, so we can install them. Now if I want to connect to this server, or I want to add any other server, so I can click on this add button. For an instance, I added the server seattledc1.contoso.com, and I will provide the credentials for this server. These are my domain admin, in fact enterprise admin credentials that I will provide to connect to this server. So if you are a delegated admin, so of course you will be having the permissions to access the server. You will supply those credentials. You can add it with the credentials and then click add with credential, or just add it. I will not be saving it to this browser. So I have the second server, which is seattledc1.contoso.com, added to the Windows Admin Center. Now let us do the further management with the help of some extensions. So if I go to the settings, this gear icon, the settings of it, so I can see the account with which I'm logged in, language, region, personalization I can do of it. I have the gateway settings like access, diagnostics and feedback, and the extensions. If I show you the extensions, so I have a list of extensions here which are available, that are Active Directory or Advent Tech, IPMI, and many more. Cluster Manager is there, HP is there, Lenovo, GPU. So there are tons of extensions. I'm looking for DNS that I want to install, so I can choose it, and there is a button called install on top of it to install this extension. I can see the list of installed extensions in the center and then feeds. So I select this DNS, and this is the Windows Admin Center feed. The package feed it is part of, and this is the product description and other details I can see. And finally click on install and install this version, that is 2.75.0, and the extension is getting installed. Once it is installed, you see it is gone from this list. You can click on installed extensions to see that then. So here there is no DNS. Well, this is the one that I can use for the DNS management from the remote servers, or I must say the remote DNS servers I can manage through this extension. So I can connect to the DNS servers through this. Well, now that we have seen how do we install an extension and we extend the capability of this, so now we can go to all connections to see, or the server manager to see the servers, computer management, cluster management we can do. So if I go to the server connections, I have 2 servers that I see in the list. I can start managing them. As far as the tool is concerned, so it's quite lightweight because these extensions are not by default installed. As you have seen that these plugins are available, but you will have to install it based on your requirement, which keeps it lightweight. Now I connect to one of the servers, seattledc1, to manage it and provide the credentials. Once again here, I will be showing you the remote administration of this server, doing the remote desktop or executing some of the other management tools. Later I will be demonstrating you the management of the remote servers through the PowerShell as well. Once I connect to this server seattledc1, so on the left side I have lots of blades, and I have the DNS blade where from I can manage the DNS. Since I already have the extension, so I just need to install the PowerShell tool RSet, and I will click on install. And this is the PowerShell DNS PowerShell tool, the RSet tool that will be installed. So I clicked on install, and it's getting installed here. Now I can see the forward lookup zone, which is contoso.com. I can see which is up and running, and I can see the other zone as well, that is msdcs.contoso.com. And now I can create the DNS zones, or I can edit the DNS zone. I can delete these DNS zones. So these management options are available in this extension. If I want to manage the Azure backup, file sync, there are many other things. If you see the roles and features that I can use to install the roles and features on the target server, the way we do it from the server manager in Windows Server. So this is the same thing. I choose this telnet client. This is a feature which is available. The package is available on the target server. I just need to install that. So I selected and installed. I will also select that reboot option, so that in case if reboot is required, the target server is rebooted. I need not to locally connect and restart that system. So this is how I can install the roles and features on the target servers. Here from this drop down, I have other options like the computer management. I can do cluster manager. I can use to connect to a cluster and manage those machines. Let's do the remote management of the server. So I'll do it through the remote desktop. If I want to do the RDP, so I can choose the remote desktop button and provide the credentials. Click confirm and connect. The remote desktop on the target server is not enabled. By default, it is not enabled on the servers. Basically, the remote management is turned on the servers, but remote desktop is not. So I can go to the settings and I can enable the remote desktop on the target machine from here itself. So there is go to settings option, and under the settings for the remote desktop, I can say allow remote connection to this computer with network level authentication. That's done. Now I can do the RDP to this server. Supply the credentials. Click connect, and I'm connected via remote desktop to this target machine. This is the menu driven tool. This is the controller script that I can use on this server core machine to do the post installation configuration tasks. Well, I will disconnect from this remote desktop that we have seen. How do we connect to a remote machine through Windows Admin Center? On the left, there are options for many things that you want to do. Let us see how do we manage the remote systems through PowerShell. We have a PowerShell command called enter ps session, and we can provide the computer name, where we can provide either the name or the IP address of the target computer we want to connect to. I have done a dedicated video on PowerShell remoting, how we can do it. This is one-on-one remoting I'm showing you, which is session based. You see a session has been established, but I have explained everything in that video. I'll put the link in the description in case you use PowerShell for management of the remote servers. Well, once I'm connected, now I can see the host name is CRLDC1. I run the command get service to get the service or to start the service. So I'll use the command start service. This service was earlier stopped. Now if I repeat that get service command, so the service must be started. Here is the service that is running. Now I can do any remote management on the server, and I will finally exit from this shadow cell of the target computer. Exit ps session is the command.